take the money. He goes, we work with, FBI works with Chase Bank, and you're going to take it to Chase, and you're going to deposit.
She went to her bank. She withdrew $25,000 in cash. She drove to a second bank and deposited it. She did it again the next day. And the entire time, she believed she was helping the FBI catch the people stealing her identity. There was no FBI. There was no investigation. There was just a voice on a phone that knew everything about her and used every single thing it knew to take everything she had. This is Jodie's story, and I promise you, by the time this is over, you will never answer a call the same way again. The human being first. Okay, so picture this. Jodie Philpot lived a steady, quiet life. She shared daily routines with her partner. Bills paid on time. Groceries, utilities, small plans. Nothing extravagant, nothing wasteful. Just the careful, disciplined rhythm of someone who understood that money doesn't come easy, and leaving doesn't come back. Her savings weren't a number on a screen. They were years of showing up, years of choosing not to spend when spending would have been easier. They were meant for later, for the years when you finally get to slow down and breathe. She was cautious with her phone, careful with messages. If something looked off, she checked. She verified. She did the right things. And it still wasn't enough. Because what was coming for Jodie didn't look dangerous. It looked exactly like her bank. It started with a text. Short, clean, routine-looking. It appeared to come from Wells Fargo. It asked one simple question. Jodie described the moment it arrived. I got a message that looked like it came from her bank, asking if she made a purchase at...
Did you purchase anything at Walmart? Yes or no? Just wanting to approve the purchase, and I was like, I didn't feel comfortable pushing on that.
She decided to verify. So she did exactly what every security expert will tell you to do. She put the text down, she picked up her bank card, and she called the number printed on the back. The call went through. No issues on the account. Everything looked fine. She hung up, reassured. She had done the right thing. She had checked. 15 minutes later, her phone rang again. The caller ID showed the exact same number she had just called. Wells Fargo, right there on the screen. She answered. The man introduced himself immediately. Senior Supervisor, Wells Fargo Online Fraud Department. His voice was practiced, confident, completely calm. And then he said something that stopped Jodie cold. She described what happened in the first 60 seconds of that call. Immediately says his name, and he's a senior supervisor with Wells Fargo Online Fraud Department. He knew my everything. My driver's license, my social security number, date of birth, all of that. Her full name, her driver's license details, her social security number, her date of birth. Every piece of information that is supposed to prove you are who you say you are, he already had it. Think about how that feels for a moment. You answer a call from your bank, and before you can even process what is happening, the person on the other end knows more about you than most people in your life do. That is not a coincidence. That is the setup. That information is the weapon. Because once someone demonstrates they know everything about you, your brain stops questioning whether they are legitimate. It starts trusting them. And then he delivered the threat. Her identity had been stolen. Someone was using her information at a Wells Fargo branch right now. Federal authorities were already tracking it. The situation was active, ongoing, and it needed her help to be stopped. He told her the FBI was involved. He told her they were watching. And then he told her exactly what she needed to do. She was told to go to her Wells Fargo branch, keep the phone line open the entire time, say nothing about why she was there. She described the instruction word for word. He goes, "We're able to see you. We've got somebody that'll be in there, and you're going to try and get $15,000 out of your checking account." $15,000. She knew that number didn't make sense. She told him she didn't think she had that much available. He had an answer for that, too. He told her not to worry. The FBI would place the funds in her account as part of the operation. The money was temporary. It was evidence. Her job was simply to move it. She walked into the branch. She spoke to a teller. The withdrawal was processed. $15,000 in cash placed in her hands. No alarm sounded. No one pulled her aside. No warning appeared. The transaction processed like any other. The voice on the phone told her where to go next. She recalled the exact instruction. "Okay, well, now what I need you to do is take the money." He goes, FBI works with Chase Bank, and you're going to take it to Chase, and you're going to deposit it." She drove to Chase. She deposited the cash. The voice stayed on the line the entire time, calm, reassuring, in complete control. The next day, it happened again. $10,000 more. Same urgency, same language, same careful framing of every instruction as something necessary to undo damage that had already been done. $25,000, moved by her own hands, into accounts controlled by people she would never meet. And then the calls stopped. Her partner checked the account. The balances didn't align. The money was gone. There was no pending recovery, no FBI case number, no follow-up call, just silence, and a number on a screen that used to mean security, and now meant something else entirely. There was no FBI operation. There was no senior supervisor. The caller ID had been spoofed. Every piece of official-sounding language had been copied from real institutions and weaponized against one woman who had spent years being careful. When Jodie contacted Wells Fargo, the response was procedural. The transactions had been customer-initiated. The money had been moved by the account holder, under standard banking policy. That distinction matters. And it closed doors. Jodie and her partner described the feeling of being let down. "We just don't understand, Wells Fargo could have done so much more to protect us, and they didn't. And now we're having to fight them to get our money back." Yeah. She did everything the system told her was the right move. She verified. She called back. She asked questions. And the operation had an answer for every single one. A Better Business Bureau expert explained just how difficult recovery is.
0 to 5% of the time do we see a case where people get money back from an agent, from a bank, from a credit union. It's harder to prove fraud existed because you performed the action and it wasn't a criminal coming in trying to take the money.
0 to 5%. Let that land for a second. The moment you approve the transfer yourself, even under complete deception, the odds of getting that money back drop to almost nothing. That is not a coincidence. That is by design. These operations are built around that exact legal gray area. Here is what you need to know, because the tools being used right now are more sophisticated than most people realize. The BBB expert broke it down.
Caller ID can be manipulated. I repeat that. Caller ID can show numbers that will come from a sheriff's office, a bank. They can be spoofed.
Spoofed caller ID, copied industry language, AI tools that make imitation easier every single month. This is what we are dealing with now. So here is your protection. Simple, clear, no exceptions. First, no government agency will ever call you and ask you to move money. Not the FBI, not the IRS, not a federal task force. That call does not exist in real life. Ever. Second, caller ID means nothing. The number on your screen can be made to say anything. Your bank's number, a sheriff's office, a federal building. The screen is not verification. It is decoration. Third, the moment someone on a call tells you to keep the conversation secret, that is the operation talking. Real fraud departments do not ask you to hide what you are doing. Criminals do. End the call. Fourth, if you are ever told to withdraw cash and deposit it somewhere else, stop. Hang up. Walk to the nearest branch and tell them exactly what you were just asked to do. Real banks have seen this before. They will help you. And fifth, If someone already knows your personal details, your license number, your social security number, that does not make them legitimate. It makes them dangerous. That information is available through data breaches, and it is used specifically to build trust in the first 60 seconds of a call. Do not let it work. Today, Jodie screens her calls. She reads every message twice. She questions numbers she used to trust without thinking. The money is gone. The savings she spent years building, meant for the slower, quieter chapter of life, look different now. The future she and her partner had mapped out quietly over years of careful choices has been redrawn by one phone call. She did not lose this because she was careless. She lost it because someone studied exactly how trust works and then dismantled hers piece by piece with surgical precision. That is what makes this one hard to sit with, because Jodie did everything right. She verified. She called back. She asked questions. And the operation had spent years learning how to survive all of that. But she wanted you to know. That is why she shared this. In her own words, we want to help other people know this is happening and prevent this from happening to someone else. That is the whole reason this channel exists.
If this case hit close to home, if you have received a call like this, or if someone you love has, drop it in the comments. Your words could be the thing that stops the next person before they ever reach the bank. And if you are not subscribed yet, do it for the people in your life who might not see this otherwise. A parent, a grandparent, a neighbor who would never know to look for it. New cases every day. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. I will see you in the next one.